Now has a total of 86 goals in his career at Concordia. And the Bobcats trying for momentum the other way. Evan Ladaris handing it off to Andrew Jones. And Jones. Catch made by Markle. 4 seconds to shoot. Trying to push it into the middle. And a whistle and possession going back to Concordia. Pablo de Souza handing it off to Parker Rosenloff. Khalid Khan had the touch there. Now Rosenloff into the middle. Concordia taking their time, pushing it back into the middle. Trying for a shot was Kai Young again. And a penalty shot is going to be on the way for the Golden Eagles. It'll be taken by Dimitriados Karetsos. Or will it? It actually will not. He was towards the ball. And it's going to be taken by the newcomer of the year, Hugo Wouters. He gets on the board to make it 2-0. Markel to Andrew Jones. Near the 2-meter line is UC Merced. Trying to get on the board here. They do. Vincent Labonte. Rosenloff. Back towards the middle and a whistle is Kai Young. And is there going to be another penalty shot? There will not, but a power play for Concordia. An exclusion against Markel. Wouters, he's got it. The newcomer of the year, 3-1. Out of the Netherlands. 39 goals entering into this tournament. On 153 shots. Markel. Now Jones. A whistle, pressure by Kahn. UC Merced trying to get within one. Jones up ahead. Hambrook. One-timer, it's in, and it's a one-goal game again. Evan Ladaris. Rosenloff. Pressure by Markel. There's Kahn. Up ahead. Of the feed from Wouters and getting the pressure. Ladaris stealing the ball away from Kai Young. Hambrook. Hambrook still holds a chance for UC Merced to tie it here. Ladaris had a lot of pressure with Young. Hambrook, 5 seconds to shoot. A pass and a flip and a rejection for De Souza. Denying the chance for Labonte. That's the player of the year with the stop. Wouters towards Karetsos. Wouters, near side into the middle. Young coming out of the water, trying for the shot with the right hand, and it is going to be denied. Matthew Lloyd with the stop for the Cats. And another chance for UC Merced to tie it. Another whistle, Andrew Jones. Pushing it ahead. 7 seconds to shoot, trying to drive inside. Markel, a lot of pressure and not a whistle in sight as he tried to flip it, and it goes out of bounds. A lot of pressure there for Khalid Khan. That's the halfway point of the opening quarter. In this quarterfinal match, and a stop the other way for Lloyd. That one, the Red Sox. And another chance for UC Merced again to try to tie it at 3. Be led up by Soto. Right hand trying to flip it in. And a lot of pressure and a penalty shot for UC Merced to try to tie it. Draw by Labonte. It'll be taken by Jones. And it is off of the crossbar and into the air, and it is going to be covered by Khan. That was a live ball off the rebound, and Jones could not race up to it in time. At the other way, it's Young looking to fire, and the defensive pressure is enough to get it back. Another defensive stop for UC Merced. Markel and Lloyd flipping it ahead. Another whistle, Jones. Retreats back to the 6-meter line. Into the middle, trying to turn around and shoot. They do, but De Souza denies the chance to Labonte. And with 2:49 remaining in the first quarter, they get a timeout. It was taken by the Coach of the Year, Justin Johnson. Justin Johnson, he's been in charge of this program now for 3 years. Has been the coach in the 2 times over the past 2 years that Concordia has made it to the championship match. And this year, in their 3rd try, they hope to win it. Back towards the middle, and that chance a little too high. Taken by Oscar Garcia Bloomback, the senior out of Sweden. Concordia. They will take on Fresno Pacific in the semifinals tomorrow. Ladarius to Jones again. Ladarius with 7 seconds to shoot, and this match is tied. Evan Ladarius. Now it's going to be controlled by Luke Addington. Addington to the 2-meter line. Concordia trying to get the lead back. And a lot of pressure. Betham trying for a shot. And that is going to hit off of the crossbar. That was taken by Carter Clendy. And it flipped the other way, and it is going to be covered immediately by De Souza. Here come the Eagles again. And it is going to get past Lloyd for the goal. Carter Clendy gets it through there, and the lead goes back to the Golden Eagles. There's Ladarius. A lot of pressure by Betham. Andrew Jones. Take it up again. Ladarius. Manbrook. We flip that towards the middle with 5 seconds to shoot and under a minute to play until we move to the second. And there is another stop for D'Souza. Fresno Pacific is going to have their hands full tomorrow. They have to get shots through the player of the year. That the other way. Nicole Fuchs. Or Nicholas Fuchs, I should say. Four seconds to shoot, and it is in anyway. Harry Betham. And it's 5-3 Concordia. Garcia Bloombeck. No, or actually, my apologies, looking at the wrong side with 16 seconds to shoot, and it is going to be sent over to the far side by Patrick Jones. And it's Chance that is blocked in the heavy traffic taken by Ladarius, and it's picked up by Clenny. 1 second, and Concordia is just going to play it out, and they will let it go, and it is going to be a 5-3 lead for the Golden Eagles as we move to the second quarter. So we have a look at the schedule now for tomorrow. McKendree is going to be taking on UC Merced first thing in the morning in the other expedition match, and then Gannon will be going up against Biola in our first semifinal game, and then Concordia will meet Fresno Pacific in the second semifinal game, and we will close out day number 2 with UC Merced taking on Salem. So Salem and McKendree will be meeting in the 5th place game on Sunday, and the losers of the 2 semifinal games tomorrow will meet in the 3rd place game. And then last but not least, game number 11, we will crown a champion. As Matthew Lloyd is warming up now with Jacob Henshaw. And that might be after Pablo D'Souza. Make sure to keep him fresh for tomorrow, as Derek Maddox is going to be warming up, assuming he will be the new keeper in for Concordia. And Derek Maddox, he has had a good season of his own, appearing in 14 games and making 48 saves. And that was enough to earn a spot on the all-freshman team. Both keepers for Concordia getting awards this season. Of course, with Pablo D'Souza being named the Player of the Year, and also a first-team member. And he was, of course, a member of the all-defensive team as well. So we might have keeper changes on both sides, and we do the 2 1Bs going in. Derek Maddox for Concordia and Jacob Henshaw for UC Merced. And a California matchup here. And Concordia getting the lucky draw because they just had a direct flight to Cleveland. They didn't have to worry about connecting. LAX, the Cleveland, and that was it. As play resumes to begin the second quarter, and the opening sprint goes to Con. Rosenluff. A 2-goal lead for the Golden Eagles, and a whistle as Kai Young has to give it off to UC Merced. Bobcats led by Hannah Ellett. As UC Merced sending that near side. Andrew Jones back over. Jones again. Catch trying to get back within one here, and they will. That one is going to go to Hayden Markell. It's a goal for UC Merced to start the second. Rosenloff. And that is going to be a deny. What a stop for Henshaw. Henshaw entering into the game in the second quarter. And there's Soto. And a foul against Concordia, just an ordinary foul as Andrew Jones hands it off Hambrook. Jones back into the middle of the pass, and it's going to draw a penalty shot. Ada Markell drew it. And it will be taken by Jakey Chacon. Number 5, looking to tie it at 5. And he does not! What a stop from Maddox! Derek Maddox denies the chance for UC Merced to tie it. But the Bobcats get a lucky break. They keep possession. Markell. And another whistle. As Chacon flips it, trying for the one-timer. Hambrook was the target. And now Maddox will throw it over. Karetsos towards the net. He fires, he scores. The first goal of the second quarter goes to Karetsos. And it's 6-4 Golden Eagles. Darris to Jones, another whistle. Ambrook trying to feed a pass back to Jones. 10 seconds to shoot. Lederick back to Jones. At the 5-meter, he looks to fire it there into the middle, and that is another save for Maddox. Trying to feed it to Misserly. Maddox with the catch. Karetsos. And Karetsos with the pass, trying to feed it to Young, but a foul. As Young was trying to rush up to the ball. And the push at the 6-meter. With 5:15 left in the first half. Andrew Jones, 7 seconds to shoot. Now make it 8. Or actually make it 8 there. Jones fires, and another stop. Oh my goodness, Derek Maddox. Karetsos trying for the catch. And the flip to the far side. Into the middle, they shoot, they score. Hugo Wouters, and it's 7-4 Eagles. as subs continue to sprinkle in and out for both teams. Well, Southern California meeting Central California. UC Merced near the Fresno area, and Concordia in Irvine, California. Both teams making the long journey here from the West Coast. The Golden State to Geneva, Ohio. 6 seconds to shoot for the Bobcats. Now make it 2 seconds. They have to get it off, and it is blocked. Oliver had to take the shot with time running out on the shot clock, but they get it back. That's Chacon. Pulls it back, and a reset for UC Merced. Ladarius waits, hands it off, and a lot of pressure. That was put on by Ringelman, and that's going to go wide. Maddox hands it off, and now Ringelman, McClenny, down low, Betham, as he looks to fire. Pressure, and that's going to be scooped up by Ladarius. Henshaw finds a man at the midline. Oliver skimming it towards the net, and a whistle and a foul, an exclusion. That's going to go against Luke Addington. Ladarius, now far side, back to Ladarius, 17 seconds, now 14 seconds to shoot. And that is going to pop out of play. Andrew Jones took it, but it's going to be possession still to UC Merced as they get a fresh shot clock too. Ladarius, Chacon, back to Ladarius, towards the net, trying to skim it high, but it hits the crossbar, and then the shot clock. Oh my goodness. And I'm not sure if we could try to get a replay of that. And I think, the shot clock, shot clock might be down. It's not resetting. Yeah, and I think, play's going to have to be stopped because that's the only shot clock we have. Or at least on the other side, as we were able to get a replay. Big collision. Make sure to watch the high corner of your screen and seeing 23 there as it hit off of the crossbar and doink it. Doink it down. And it stops at 3 seconds, and it's not working now as a result. So we have another shot clock. We just look on the scoreboard. Got 8 seconds to shoot now as the Golden Eagles tried to get another goal, but that is going to be denied by Henshaw. So 14 seconds to shoot, under 2 minutes to play until we move to the first half. Trying for the intercept. And an exclusion is called as a result, and a chance, and that is going to be denied again by Maddox. That's Concordia. Waiting till everybody gets back. Another whistle. They skip it over. Betham Garcia, Bloomback into the middle, and they score. Seems we haven't had a goal in a while. But Levi Ringelman changes that to make it 8-4. And that's now 3 goals in a row for Concordia. And a timeout's going to be called. And the good news is, I believe we were able to get the shot clock fixed. Right near the Concordia bench. Yes, we did. The WWPA Commissioner Mike Ree going over. Making sure it was good to go, and it seems it is because it's working again, so it is good to go. Under a minute to play until we move to the second half. And that one too high. Taken by Chacon. Maddox pushing it ahead. Sam Diamond. Pass at the 2-meter. Now back to Diamond. Has to retrieve for a second to get it back. Into the middle. Kahn. Right hand pushing it towards Kai Young, who turns and tries to go towards the net. And a penalty shot's going to be on the way. Young draws it, and it will be taken by Carretzos. And it is denied. What a stop for Henschel. There's Patrick Jones. Oliver. Markel. Blows loose. Markel trying to swim to get it back. And possession to Concordia. And the flip from Kahn to Carretzos. Towards the net. And another penalty shot is drawn by Carretzos. This time it will be taken by Wouters. As the newcomer of the year. Will shoot with his left hand. And he will get it in to make it 9-4 after making contact with the crossbar. And that's 4 goals in a row for the Golden Eagles. And that pops into the air, and time is going to run out on the first half, and a 9-4 lead for Concordia. Only 1 goal for UC Merced, and the Golden Eagles finishing off the quarter with 4 goals in a row. So we will be back with the start of the third quarter in this exhibition game from the 2025 WWPA tournament. The number 1 seed from the West, the Concordia Golden Eagles, lead this one 9-4 over UC Merced. We'll be back to continue this exhibition game on the WWPA Sports Network. Back here in the 2025 WWPA tournament, we are moving along to the second half in this expedition match between UC Merced and Concordia. A 9-4 lead for the Golden Eagles before they get some rest tonight and saddle up to get ready to take on Fresno Pacific in the semifinals tomorrow. As both teams also switching sides, UC Merced now attacking right to left, and Concordia is now left to right. As we are almost ready to start the third. 17 shots for Concordia, 16 for UC Merced. And I think we're waiting for the shot clock to try to get back on. The shot clock that got a little boo-boo in the first half. After a shot that hit out the crossbar, and it went right to the heart of the scoreboard, and it fell down right in front to where the Concordia bench was at the time. That's where UC Merced is now. We're able to get a reset, and now we are good to go to start the third. And the opening sprint goes to Concordia. Won by Sam Diamond. Luke Addington to Diamond. And it seems there are new keepers in on both sides. And that one is going to go in. Right past the new keeper for UC Merced, it's Ethan Stalker. And on the other side, it's going to be Hale Durbiano, the sophomore, in net for Concordia. And it's going to be Kate Peterson getting the goal to start things off here in the third. So that is now 5 goals in a row for Concordia. Markel throws it to Andrew Jones. And Markel again. Ladera's trying for control. And UC Merced throws it up, but they're going to run out of time. Bobcats have not scored since the opening seconds of the second quarter. A 6-goal lead for Concordia. And some pressure, and it's going to be a penalty shot. It was drawn by Luke Chapman in front. And it's one of the benefits for Concordia. You get that bye to the semifinals, and you also get a practice game for tomorrow. Canota Stoddard, and he's got it to make it 11-4. That is now 6 goals in a row for Concordia. Markel will lead it up as UC Merced trying to get on the board for the first time in a whole quarter. Andrew Jones. And Markel. And Jones trying to fire it. He does, but it goes out of play. Ringelman pushes it ahead. Peterson got that goal to start things off for the quarter for Concordia. And Ethan Stalker. Markel, another whistle. Jones. Markel. Flip ahead, James Soto, responsible for the pass. And that one, Jones, and another stop. Durbiano, the new keeper for Concordia. Trying to pick it up there with Stoddard, and a whistle. James Soto was applying pressure. Concordia resets. Ringelman, the starter, throws it back to a man for Concordia that lost his cap, and that's going to hit off of the post. Ringelman taking it. Markel in front. Trying to draw pressure, turning around and scoring. He lost his cap, I believe it was Labonte. As now 2 UC Merced players seeing their caps fall off their heads. We have another look at the goal for UC Merced, and that was Labonte, and that's the first goal for UC Merced since the early seconds of the second quarter. Luke Chapman with the pass, past the 2-meter mark. Now Chapman swimming to get it back. And the skip ahead, trying to turn around and looking to shoot it. There was Peterson. Dorbiano. Pushing it ahead to Patrick Jones. Markel. Up to Patrick Jones again. They push to the outside, trying to feed the one-timer in front, and a penalty shot's going to be on the way for UC Merced. It was drawn by Misserly on the attempted chance at the one-timer. It'll be taken by Chacon. 1v1 with Dorbiano. Chacon got it. Back-to-back goals for UC Merced. And it's 11-6. Peterson. Kenyon Johnson. Peterson again, another whistle. Mine Stoddard. Back to Charlie Johnson. Now we talked about a big benefit for Concordia to play. A lot of your players as well, getting your starters a rest. Make sure they're well rested for tomorrow with Concordia taking on Fresno Pacific. Markel. Chacon. Sending that down towards Patrick Jones. Chacon again. Another whistle. Seems there's a double exclusion. There is. For UC Merced. Misserly. Seems on the other side, it's Kenyon Johnson. Play resumes. Patrick Jones and a foul against Luke Chapman. Markel, he's got it. 3 in a row for UC Merced. Justin Johnson. Standing down now thinking, yes, he is going to call a timeout. as mentioned, Concordia and Fresno Pacific tomorrow in the semifinals. These two teams meeting twice in the regular season. There's Addington. 10 seconds to shoot. And getting a steal is James Soto. There's Oliver. Pressure with Ringelman. Now Patrick Jones. Lays it ahead, Ladarius. Back in the middle. They shoot, blocked. That was Weston Oliver, and it was blocked by Ringelman. One-timer, they score. Finishing it off, Luke Chapman. And the assist to Charlie Johnson. So that stops 3-0 run for UC Merced. Ball is loose. Nobody's covering, and Concordia trying to take advantage of it, and they will. And the catch. Ringelman, and it is going to be kept out. A save for Stalker. With under 2 minutes remaining in the third quarter. There's Soto. Nice catch. Chacon trying to fire, and it is going to go out of play. Johnson. Ringelman. Trying for a catch there was Clenny. He has some open space, a lot of chlorine open around him. Ringelman. He decides not to shoot. Johnson running out of time, 4 seconds, using all the clock, and they love it in anyway. Luke Addington. He makes it 13-7. The senior out of Clovis, California, the sports business administration major. So play resumes with 1:14 remaining. Chacon. Pressure by Ringelman. Another whistle, and UC Merced has to give up possession of the ball back to Concordia. Ringelman towards the middle. Peterson looking for it. 36 seconds till we move along to the final 8 minutes of day number 1 for the 2025 WWPA Championship. Trying to find it. Ringelman gives it back to Derbiano. Stoddard. And a foul. That's going to go against the Bobcats. And they get possession back. That foul went against Labonte. Derbiano. A Hail Mary shot for a goal, and it is kept out by Stalker. So we move along to the fourth with a 13-7 lead. Oh, my apologies, actually. That was actually flip-flopped. As Stalker tried for the Hail Mary shot, but it was denied by Derbiano. But nonetheless, the lead is 13-7 in favor of Concordia. And getting a little preview of the semifinal tomorrow with Concordia taking on Fresno Pacific. Already meeting twice in the regular season. The first matchup that Concordia won, it was 16-10. Concordia started off that game with a 5-0 lead, and they just never looked back, but things look very interesting. It was an 11-4 lead at one point for Concordia. And then they cut it to 11-8. Or actually 15-8. And then Concordia was able to get a goal with under 2.5 minutes remaining, but Fresno Pacific getting a late push there. But Concordia had a comfortable lead that they were able to win that game 16-10. And then Concordia taking on Fresno Pacific in the final game of the regular season. And that was a 14-7 victory for Concordia. Fresno Pacific actually got the first goal, and it went back and forth. It was tied at 3 entering into the second quarter, and then Concordia jumped out to a 5-4 lead. So a low-scoring affair to start, and then that is where Concordia jumped out in the third. 5-2 was the score total in the third, and Fresno Pacific only getting 3 goals in the second half for the 1 in the fourth in favor of Concordia, and that is how Concordia won their final game of the regular season, 14-7. Concordia also going up against a lot of tough competition. They're taking on Cal Baptist. They defeated Air Force, only losing by 4 to UC San Diego, and they only lost by 2 to UC Santa Barbara. And taking on UC Irvine to start the year at the UCI tournament when UC Irvine was ranked number 7th at the time. And that was a 21-7 win for UC Irvine. And in their opening match, a ranked contest against Cal Baptist that they lost 13-9. Also taking down Mount St. Mary's, a team out of the MAWPC. So we have the opening sprint, the last one of the day, for day number 1 of the 2025 WWPA Championship. And the sprint will be won by Concordia. Ringelman, Stoddard. Another whistle. 15 seconds to shoot. Ringelman fires too high. Back into the air. UC Merced and Andrew Jones. Chacon. He looks to fire, but he sends a left side pass instead to Jones. Into the middle, and the flip, and the turnaround shot by LeBon. He doesn't go through off of the feet from Ladarius. And a shot the other way, and there's a goal. Kenyon Johnson, the first goal of the fourth. And it's 14-7 in favor of the Golden Eagles. Jones. Ladarius. And the flip ahead, and there's the turnaround shot that's in for Labonte. And some subs checking in for the Golden Eagles. That's Charlie Johnson. Dives back into the pool. Another whistle. It's Johnson. Feeds a pass. That went off of the head of Jones as he tried to send a breakaway towards the other direction. And Jones has control. With UC Merced trying to go back to back. Jones trying to provide it, and that almost trickled in. With the new goalie in for Concordia. All four goalies getting a turn for Concordia in this game. Ethan Sutherland with the stop there. Ethan Stalker still in for the Bobcats. Paulo De Souza, the player of the year. Helder Biano, Derek Maddox, and Ethan Sutherland all getting turns to play for Justin Johnson's squad. And a chance off the post. Take a bunch of cone. And Sutherland pushing it ahead to Johnson. Cannon Johnson into the middle, and a goal top shelf Peterson. And it's 15-8. And new players dive in for both squads. Hope you all enjoyed yourselves here for the 2025 WWPA Championship for day number 1. We'll be back at it again for day 2 tomorrow as we start off with another expedition match for UC Merced. They will be taking on McKendree to start. And then we will move to the semifinals. Biola and Gannon up first, and then Fresno Pacific will take on Concordia. And then the last expedition game, UC Merced, will be going up against Salem. And we will begin the championship day on Sunday with the 5th place game. That one is going to go high and out of play. That was Mr. Lee. And then the 5th place game, it's going to be Salem against McKendree. And then the team that falls in the semifinals tomorrow will still have a chance to head back home with 3rd place. And that's going to be a grab by Derbiana. Or actually, wrong side, Ethan Stalker. UC Merced attacking right to left and Concordia left to right. Soto retreats at the midline, trying to get a pass, and off of the elbow for Concordia. Trying to send a pass to Jones. I believe that was Ringelman. Oh, no, Ringelman is right there. That was actually number 16. It's Dylan Palladian. And a whistle with a Concordia player losing his cap again. Stoddard. Ringelman back to Stoddard. Into the middle, they shoot, they score, and the capless man makes it 16-8. And it's like Batman, we have no idea. So it's 16-8. An 8-point lead for UC Merced. And it's Canyon Johnson. At the halfway point of the 4th. Andrew Jones, Kate Peterson on him. Still on the outside. Inside towards the net. Not a foul. That's going to go against Concordia. Soto. into the middle. Now they get it. One-timer, they score. That chance to Misserly. Sutherland will hand it off to Peterson, who hands it back to Charlie Johnson. Clock stops with 3:33 left in this one. And a contest that, and a day I should say, that started at 10 o'clock this morning Eastern Time and 5:01 here on the East Coast. And for everybody who is watching out in California, who braved the attempt to wake up, something up horrible at Chapman trying to score here, and it is going to be denied by Stalker. I want to thank you all for joining us. For any UC Merced fans or anybody listening out there from California that joined us for our first game this morning, because we know you had to wake up early at 7 a.m. to watch. So if you did join us for the first game, we want to thank you for spending your morning with us. Andrew Jones. And there's pressure there by Charlie Johnson. Sutherland. Pablo de Souza, the WWPA Player of the Year, only playing the first quarter. Stoddard, a shot, and it is Peterson. But it's denied by Stalker. Oh, back-to-back stops for Ethan Stalker. Now Soto trying to throw it. Ladarius is the target, and Sutherland picks it up, and he throws it at the 6-meter. Peterson. Now Charlie Johnson trying to flip to the 5-meter, and that is now 3 saves in a row for Ethan Stalker. And he flips it ahead. And a whistle, and a goal that will not count, as Ladarius was able to send it home, but the whistle blew. David Mays and Jay O'Neill are officiating crew for this match. Back to the middle, and that is going to be a goal. Another one to Andrew Jones, and it is 10-6 with 1:30 left until we officially close the books on day number 1 of the 2025 WWPA tournament. And I believe we're going to have a chance to talk with UC Merced head coach Hannah Ellett. First year at the helm of this program as the head coach. Started off with UC Merced as an assistant for both the men's and the women's programs last year. She was with UC Merced when they made the trip to Morgantown on the women's side, and also to Concordia on the men's side for their expedition matches last year, and then another save for Stalker, denying a chance for Peterson. Stalker's going to hold. There's Andrew Jones with 1 minute remaining until we close the books on day 1. We can't wait for you to join us bright and early for day 2 tomorrow. First game will be at 10 a.m., and it will be the team that just scored. Bennett Misserly making it 16-11. That's now 3 goals in a row for UC Merced. Johnson sends it over. Now Johnson receives. Cannon Johnson waits. And the bounce pass towards Peterson. Johnson again. And that is going to be picked off. It's Ladarius. Shot clock turned off. UC Merced will have a chance to get the final goal of this game. Stalker flips it ahead. Andrew Jones trying for control, but It's going to be a defensive stop for Concordia. Charlie Johnson applying the pressure, and time is going to run out on this one. And a final shot is going to be missed. It was taken by Patrick Jones, and the save. And that is it for, no, actually wrong side. It was Kenny Johnson actually taking that shot, and it was denied by Stalker as a 16-11 final in the last game of day one for the 2025 WWPA Championship. So Concordia wins this one by 5 as they will get some rest tonight, and then they will get ready to take on Fresno Pacific tomorrow at noon. Well, actually, my apologies. It's noon. It's noon on the mountain time. It's 2 o'clock. So because of that, I want to apologize, and we will get you the rundown now of the matchups for tomorrow. McKendree, UC Merced, Expedition match 10 a.m. Biola and Gannon, the first semifinal game at noon. That will be the game at noon. Concordia and Fresno Pacific will be playing at 2 p.m. Eastern time here in Geneva, Ohio. So that means for all of our friends listening out in California, it will start at 11 a.m. local time, Pacific Coast time out in California, 2 o'clock Eastern time here on the East Coast, with Fresno Pacific and Concordia, Western Division rivals, going up in the semifinals, and then Biola going up against Gannon in the other semifinal game, and then UC Merced will close out day number 2 of the tournament as they will be taking on Salem. So we will step aside here, and I believe we are going to have a chat with Hannah Ellett, head coach for UC Merced, when we come back. So it'll be a good time to catch up with Hannah Ellett, talking about the experience of coming here to play as UC Merced gets ready for WWPA Championship competition next season. Of course, in their eligibility year, their last year of transition year, I should say, they will finally have eligibility next year. As we will be back on the WWPA Sports Network. I believe we're going to have a talk with Hannah Ellett when we come back here as we wrap up day number 1 of the 2025 WWPA Championship. All right, we are back here on the WWPA network. I want to apologize. We were having some technical difficulties with our audio, but it seems we are good now. And here with UC Merced head coach Hannah Ellett. So, Hannah, first off, how does it feel, to come here and to really gain that valuable experience as you will be eligible to compete for this championship when the tournament rolls around for next year?
Yeah, I mean, as a first-time head coach at this level, I think it's huge to get to have this last transition year, to kind of get my feet back under me. I've loved being an assistant, but it's been fun to get to stand again. So it's so nice. Everyone's been so accommodating and, really welcoming, so it's been huge.
Yeah, how does it feel for you knowing that you have that experience, and as a head coach entering into next year, how does it feel that you're already going to have 1 year of head coaching under your belt at this level heading into next year when you are eligible for the tournament?
It feels great. I mean, so that'll be my third year at UC Merced next fall, and so getting to go in with that class who will be seniors, it's been really fun to see their growth, especially over this last year. And so I think going into next year, we already feel really confident and just really excited. I mean, we love our freshman class. They're doing great things. We've had to rely on them, and so I'm excited to see what we do next year as they're sophomores.
Yeah, and heading into tomorrow with your 2 games against Salem and McKendree. You actually took down McKendree last year in this tournament. So what do you think you're going to try to do for tomorrow as you're going to at least try to head back home with maybe 2 wins as you take on McKendree and Salem tomorrow?
Yeah, we are stoked to get to see McKendree again. So we saw them at the Air Force tournament, and they got the game on us. So I love those coaches. I love that team. I was there before, and so we're excited to get to see them again. And then Salem's always a hard challenge. So I think it'll be great. Continue to get experience for the guys. And, I mean, I'm playing all 3 goalies, so I love the aggressiveness, all the outside shooting that they're facing, and so we're excited for tomorrow. We're really excited.
Yeah, how does it feel, to have your 3 goalies get experience in this tournament, especially for them, for next year?
Yeah, I traveled all 3 all season. I got 2 juniors and a freshman, and they're great energy. We need that on the bench. They're dogs, and so they're so excited. I got my freshman wants to play the field. That might happen tomorrow. He's got an outside shot, but it's great. I mean, the team rallies around them. Our second goalie, our 1B, or our 1A, he is a huge 5-meter blocker. And so it's been great to just see him through the tournament, and they love each other, and so they're so supportive about splitting time, and it's awesome. It's been great.
Hannah, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it.
Yeah.
That is Hannah Ellett, UC Merced coach for this one as we close out day number 1 of the 2025 WWPA tournament. We are going to be back at 10 o'clock Eastern time here from the SPIRE Aquatic Center as UC Merced will start things off against McKendree, Biola and Gannon in the semifinals, Fresno Pacific and Concordia in the other semifinal game, and then UC Merced will close out their games of expedition play against Salem. So for everybody in our crew, I'm Colton the Bias signing off saying thank you so much for tuning in to day number 1 of the 2025 WWPA tournament. We'll be back bright and early at 10 a.m. Eastern time tomorrow for day number 2 of the 2025 WWPA tournament.